I ain't gonna lie to you. I think after this episode, we're one of the first to collab on the network.
On the Revolt Podcast Network?
You already know.
Shout out to the network, man. I ain't gonna cap. And shout out to Brook England, man. She came through. She blessed us, bro.
Blessed us. Not even with just knowledge on behind the scenes, her getting in front of the camera, dropping some big names of who she's learned from, what she's done in the industry, man. Shout out Brook, man, for real.
I ain't gonna lie to you. That was a great one. She also checked me, though. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Did she? She checked you, bro. I ain't gonna lie. She's like, you been doing this for too long. You don't get that question out.
Like, dang, Brook, dang. But y'all make sure y'all tune in for that one because y'all gonna enjoy it.
Yeah, man. Hey, please enjoy the episode. We'll see you guys soon.
Peace. What's pimple popping, y'all? No, we ain't gonna do
Why
it like
you
that.
always
No, we're not gonna start.
It's gotta start like that because you always do that. Why you do that?
Go ahead and drop the corn emojis. All right, go ahead and drop the corn
you are
emojis.
pretty
It is
corny,
what it is,
bro.
y'all. It is what it is. What's poppin', y'all, man? It's your boy JG.
You already know it's Jay Jonah.
I ain't gonna lie, man. We got a special one. We got a special one.
Man, the fellow Revolt Podcast member, you know what I'm saying? If you guys don't know, we got Deposits host and creator of the Deposits Podcast. We got Brook England in the building. What's poppin', Brook?
Oh, hey. Thank y'all for having me. I'm excited to be here.
No, thank you for accepting the invitation. I know we spoke before when we met originally, and it was like, in those moments, you hear it a lot, especially out here in LA.
Yeah.
But not a lot of people fall through. So it was like,
Yeah.
we wanted to be one of those ones. It's like, let's get Brook in here, man. I said, we loved her energy.
Listen, that's real talk. Thank y'all.
And just to capitalize off it, when we met you for the first time at the Revolt Christmas dinner that we did.
Yeah, Christmas
At the end of the day, you were the most friendly person, not just to us, but to everybody else. You know what I'm saying?
Really?
You, in a sense, my mindset, because I was sitting right next to you.
Yeah,
broke the ice for a lot of people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like with that, I wanted to say like thank you for that because you made me also feel comfortable, and of course my partner at the end of the day too. So
I was so nervous. I felt like people started to ask me questions. And it was just like, it did help us all start talking. You know what I'm saying? I was so nervous I was coming alone because I think I'm the only one that has a podcast that's alone.
Alone.
So
Yeah.
I attended the dinner alone. So it was very, very, very nerve wracking. So thank
How
you
is
guys.
that? How is that being on the podcast and doing it alone? That's not easy, Brook. I cap on him a lot, but I am blessed to have him next to me when we do this because I
Vice
know
versa.
he picks me up. You know what I'm saying? So how is that alone?
I always tell people I completely underestimated everything. You know what I'm saying? My background career is a producer, so it's like I just felt like, I'm used to producing bigger scale productions and da-da-da-da-da. So I'm like, oh my gosh, a podcast, like it's cool, like I can do that in my sleep.
Talking
very
shit.
very hands-on with the podcast.
It
too.
was very like, that was the mood, and that was just like, it was like, once that ball started going, I was like, I can't think of all the details right now. Let me just like, you know what I'm saying? If anything, if it has to be me, I'll do it. It's not that big of a deal. And I'm like doing it, and I'm like, girl, what the heck? You know what I'm saying?
But the one thing you did touch on is being behind the camera and in front of it. It was a transition though. Yeah, it was something.
Well, I've always done hosting, like when I used to work at BET and stuff. So that wasn't an issue. None of it, and that's why I said I underestimated the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? But really more so, I think like, during my time at BET, where at one point I was kind of like doing more so like an entertainment news type of stuff. But the most of the stuff that I used to do, hosting on camera stuff at BET, would be at award shows, BET Awards, Hip Hop Awards, Celebration of Gospel, Soul Train, interviewing people backstage, interviewing people during rehearsals. So you're interviewing people for 5 minutes, you know what I'm saying?
The same kind of questions too, in a different way. You don't have to switch it up too much.
Yeah, the same kind of questions, but this is very, very different. I always told myself, just like at that time when I was doing those interviews, like I can't wait to be able to sit down with someone and really, do a real interview. So I've been really taking advantage of it, but I completely underestimated all the work it really takes to sit down and speak with someone for an hour and make it interesting. You know what I'm saying? It's way harder than it looks. So
But just to highlight,
shout out to everybody doing it.
Anybody doing a podcast, shout out to you.
Yeah.
Highlighting what you said though, you said you worked with BET, you know what I'm saying? And you said you did a lot of different criteria under BET.
Yeah.
But then what got you into that? Who was the first person that helped get you into that door? You know what I'm saying? Because at that time, you're just Brook, you know what I'm saying? And looking for a way to get into the industry. How did that even transpire?
Oh my gosh. There has been so many people a part of my journey, a part of my story. My story started at FAMU. You know, I was majoring in broadcast journalism. One of my very first mentors, James Shade, discovered me, you know,
No,
and
shout
put me
out.
on TV in Tallahassee. I used to host a television show while I was in college, and not a college television show, a real local TV show while I was in college at FAMU in Tallahassee. I was on the radio in Tallahassee at Blazing 102.3 before I had a show on the college radio station. So
Wow.
a lot of people don't know that. You know
Wow.
what I'm
That's
saying?
pretty cool.
So James Shade and, you know, Jam TV, they really believed in me. And then when I moved to New York,
Yeah, I was gonna say, so you're from Tallahassee?
no, I'm from Miami.
You're from Miami.
Yeah.
How'd you get over there?
I'm in Florida school.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
but then when you said you went to FAMU, your background was it in still producing at that time, or what was your background for them to see something in you? Like, how did they see
Well,
something
my
in
major
you?
was broadcast journalism,
I'm sorry.
but there was literally like a casting call for hosts for Jam TV, and there was like picture, like, you know, one of those like flyers, and you rip the number
Oh,
or whatever,
wow.
and it was like pasted at school, and my best friend
Yeah.
saw it and gave it to me and was like, you should do this, and like the rest of history. And it was like so ghetto, like he even asked for my social security.
Oh, come on now, because I'm like, what you need my social for type thing.
But people weren't even thinking like that at that time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It was so funny. We laugh about that. But yeah.
Is it different at this time? Like I said, I don't want to age you right now. I know that's
No,
disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? So
no,
it's
you
like-
can't age me. I mean, it's basically how it is now. It's just
Yeah,
that
they still
I
do that at college dorms to this day. I ain't gonna
Yeah,
cap.
yeah.
Yeah, my
yeah,
little
they
sister-
still have that. I still see that around in LA. Like if someone has a missing cat or a missing dog, they'll like have the little
They
cut
put
and
a
you just
ball-
rip
put a
it.
ball-
Yeah, I
yeah,
still
yeah.
see that all the time. I feel like it's old school too, but apparently it's not.
It still works.
You know what I'm saying? It still works. So
That's the truth.
it's a great way to get to strangers, I guess. I don't know.
Okay.
But
So when he gave you that opportunity, how did you actually come about like making it into a bigger one? Because at that point you were grateful. You were on TV. You know what I'm saying? On TV. You know what I'm saying? Local TV. People could
Yeah.
see you. You know what I'm saying? Not just.
Well, making it to a
So-
bigger one, she said New York. So that's what I'm interested in there too,
Yeah.
because she went to the Big Apple. You know what I mean?
when I went to New York, I thought that, you know, I was going to New York. I was about to be a host. This is what I was about to do. And I got humbled real quick. You know what I'm saying? So it's like all the contacts that I thought that I had, like no one was reaching back out to me, like people that I had met while I was in school and da-da-da-da-da. And no one was like really hitting me back up. So it was just like my friend ended up introducing me to Cootie.
Shout out Cootie.
Is this
Shout
Cootie
out
Cootie?
From Cootie and Chike.
Yeah, Cootie.
Is this Cootie Cootie? From-
Genius Cootie.
No.
Yeah.
Say less.
Yeah.
Shout out Cootie. Okay,
yeah,
bro.
they
I'm sorry.
directed Genius, the Kanye trilogy.
Yeah.
So, so introduced me to Cootie, and that's basically how I got my start in the industry, because I just started interning with them, and I just started in production with them. Like, luckily, when I graduated, I knew how to edit. So basically, I was like their intern editor.
And where was this at?
In Tribeca, DD172, it's like
DD172.
legendary in New York. Like if you were in the industry at that time, like you remember DD172, Dame Dash was there, like everybody, Wiz, Black Keys are now bigger than life now. They were in there, RZA, Swizz Beatz. I mean, everybody, Currency,
Everybody.
Erykah Badu, J-Elect, Mos Def.
Dropping
Yeah.
names
These is
right
big
now.
names too.
So
talk to me.
about DD172 though. Like, what was that like back then? You know what I mean? Like, what was that to you? Was that something, or is that something that was like, oh, this is DD172 at the time? You know what I mean? Like, I'm excited
Yeah.
to go, or is this something that's just like, hey, this is what we're doing. You can come join us, and then we can go from there. You know what I mean?
I mean, they just needed help, and it was just like one of those kind of creative spaces. It's like if you can do the work, then there was a, you know, space. There was
Spot for
space
you.
for you, and I really met them at the beginning. So it was like they needed someone, and I knew how to edit, and I like edited this video for Canon for them, and then the Mos Def video, and that's really what took off, like the Mos Def video.
Are these
So
like promotional commercial videos? Like, what kind of videos?
we would just put them out on Creative Control TV.
Okay.
And that was the
That was the
website.
outlet.
Yeah,
Okay.
that
Yeah.
was their website. And we would put them out, and, you know, being who Most is into the city of New York, people just started to find out about the space, because it was real low key. Like, it was real, like, you had to know somebody to know about it, because we had an open door policy. Like, it wasn't like the doors were locked.
That's pretty tight.
Someone could just like walk in. Like,
you never know when on that day.
And people used to walk in all the time.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? That used to happen all the time. Like, if we would have a nice party, like a dope party, people would come back and be like trying to chill, like at the office. But, you know, yeah, that was basically, I don't know how to really describe it other than like a creative house. I've never seen anything like it.
Wow.
Since then. I was so young while I was there. I wasn't even really, you know, taking in everything. A lot of these people, this was the first time that I was like knowing about their work, you know.
It's inspiring, bro, because me and him talk about all the time is building that community. Like, he was doing that back then, and like I said, you've never seen it before. It's just a bunch of creatives coming in one place and being creative. You know what I mean? That's so dope.
And now look at like what you were saying earlier about when you first got to New York, you tried to hit up the people that you thought you knew that you could rely on, and those people weren't really there. And then look at what you were able to make a foundation now, like the names that you have. Like, when I just seen you have Dame Dash on your episode, yeah, you have Dame Dash on your episode, but if you really want to realize it, like, that relationship was built, structured, you know what I'm saying, years on, you know, in. This is just you guys meeting again type thing. And that's just something that a lot of people and us are just absorbing right now. Like, we can keep having people sit down and talk with them, but like, at the end of the day, it's a networking experience that we need to be able to appreciate, to build off of at the end of the day.
All the time. I've seen it so many times. You never know who someone will become. You know what I'm saying? You guys could get a brand deal and y'all could take off. And I'm trying to get in contact with y'all. Again. You know what I'm saying? It happens.
So how important is relationships in this industry, for how long you've seen it for, and then being in through it, and how you going, you know, in? Like, how important is that to keep relationships and not burn those bridges?
Relationships are more important than what you know, and even how well you know it. Who you know is top, you know, because in this industry, people rather work with someone that someone can vouch for them, that they can vouch for them. Like, your reputation is on the line if someone just comes in and kind of just like blows it, you know. So people do like to kind of go with someone that they know, or someone that they know is fond of.
Hold on, I really want to say this. When being in the industry, because you've been around a lot of different individuals, sorry, Fran, because I really want to get this out. For lack of words, can you separate the art from the artist? Meaning, can you separate work from home when you deal with individuals? So I'm saying, like, when you have somebody that's on your show and you get to know them for who they are, you get to know an individual in general from who they are, because you can encounter, you know, in general. Are you supposed to separate everything that they do outside of the limelight? I mean, really, what I'm saying, can you separate the art from the artist? That's really what I should have just stopped saying. I should have just stopped right there. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't know if I understand completely, but I mean, I can only separate if I know them. If I know them personally, then yeah, you know, if something happens, and I might be able to be like, no, I don't know that person to be that way. But if that's just somebody I interviewed, or, you know, I was on set for 8 hours, like, I can't really jump out there for them. I don't know who they are at home. They don't know who I am when I go home. You know what I'm saying?
Because we are in a different era, you know. I'm just saying, at the end of the day, when I'm separating the art from the artist, we got people nowadays that, like, it's only so much you can say, only so much you can do before you hurt somebody's feelings. And I'm just saying, as we're trying to just be activists or vocals or broadcasters in our fields, how do you separate that? Because
say what you're trying to say, because I feel like you're walking on eggshells.
He's walking on eggshells.
And I feel like I'm not.
I love it, Brooke. Talk your shit. Go
and
on,
I feel like
I'm
I'm not really following. Like, you're not saying nothing wrong, saying exactly what you want to say.
True. All right. I think what I really want to say is, like, when you hear stories about, like,
are you still listening to Kanye's music?
No. When you hear inside stories about people in the industry, you know what I'm saying? Everybody hears stories about people in the industry, and we're not even in it, but, like, we hear stories. So imagine people that are in it, that they hear their stories. So what I'm saying, when you hear those stories and you have to still go out on your field and maybe have to go interview an individual that you actually did hear, like, oh, well, you know, for lack of words again, sorry to say, Chris Brown. Are you able to separate the art from the artist to this day with Chris Brown? Are you still bringing up a Rihanna situation with that? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Are you still
no.
holding that against an individual? Is really what I'm saying.
I'm not. Chris Brown is probably, we're not close enough for him to be invited to my wedding. You know what I'm saying? Like, would I do business with him? Why not? You know what I'm saying? Why not?
Okay, and that's really okay. That's what I want to say.
Are you in a
Rihanna
relationship?
has forgiven him. I think the things that people are still upset with him about, like, that situation has been forgiven. So who am I to, I don't know. I believe in forgiveness. I believe everybody deserves second chances. I believe everyone deserves grace. If somebody just around here just,
Yeah, if you're still the same person.
R. Kelly, I don't know.
No, see, no, I was gonna go to a couple of those type of people like that because there are people are out there still living life.
I don't listen to R. Kelly's music.
Let's not even say
liked R. Kelly's music.
I've heard some stuff about Simmons. You know what I'm saying? Russ. So it's like at the end of the day, to an extent, it's like that's still at the end of the day. We still got it. That's an activist. Without that, we wouldn't have anything. So it's like separating the art from the artist. And this is just something that like I do my research upon and I wouldn't feel comfortable speaking about it on an outlet. But that's, you know what I'm saying, podcast to podcast.
I don't know enough about that to speak on it. Like, I feel like the R. Kelly situation, so much information has come out for people to really understand what's going on.
Right.
It's different from a lot of names that
It's not just
there
media
might
talk.
be something thrown there. There might be something thrown there. It's like you don't really know. Like even with the Michael Jackson, the documentary, those guys went back and said that they didn't. You know what I'm saying? It's like you just really have to. If you're going to jump out there, I feel like it needs to be like a lot of information.
And you got to speak the facts.
You got to speak the facts.
Yeah, okay. And that's what I'm really capitalizing off of because that's what's really going on with a lot of the stuff in the industry. There's a lot of narratives that are being told, you know what I'm saying? And I just want to hear from your perspective because you've been in the industry for a while. I just want to hear a lot of that because when I hear this back, I'm going to be able to know what I can pick up on.
Like he did speak on some weirdos though. I'm gonna call them weirdos because like in those moments, like especially back then, like a Russell Simmons situation, taking advantage of women, like
Jeffrey Epstein. There's so many people, bro.
right. I said for you being a woman in the industry, what have you encountered through that, like with men in itself?
I've definitely encountered behavior that now is seen as like, Me Too movement.
Right.
My whole career, and I'm not trying to say I'm the baddest, you know what I'm saying? But my whole career, people have made comments on my looks, what I have on, how I smell, maybe even how I'm shaped. You can't do that anymore.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You can't say your coworker smells nice. That's HR. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? So
How do you feel about that?
Yeah, living in those times, honestly, I want to know, how did you feel about that? Was it flattering?
I'm glad that there are boundaries.
Yeah.
I'm glad that there are boundaries now because it's like, it's like, I guess there was like an energy, but you don't really know how to describe it. You just know that this man might be extra friendly with you. Now, did someone touch me or anything like that? No. Right. But maybe someone did put their arm around me. That's seen as inappropriate now. You know what I'm saying? And yes, that has happened.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, but I haven't been like a victim. I can't say that I've been a victim.
You ever got offered though, like for a position in certain things?
No.
Like, none of that.
No,
crazy
because-
stories.
This is industry
No.
talk,
Yes,
though.
this
'cause-
is,
yeah,
'cause I hear
no,
about
honestly,
it all
bro.
the
No,
time.
I've never. It's like, thank God. Like, I'm just very.
What makes you think you're different? Not to say from the next girl, because she doesn't deserve that either. But like, why do you think that men have respected you and not even?
Because
dared
I
to do
really
that shit?
work.
Okay.
Like, I really, really work. Like, I work very hard. And I believe that, how you present yourself is very, very important. Like I said, my whole career, even from when I was in college, I know that when people meet me for the first time, they're looking at the way I look. They're not thinking I'm smart. You know what I'm saying? So I used to have a bad habit of completely dimming myself down so that people wouldn't come on to me, so that, you know what I'm saying? I don't do that anymore.
Interesting.
I don't do that anymore, but I'm pretty sure the first day I went to go work with Cootie and Chike, I probably looked homeless. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure I know for a fact when I first started working at BT, like my teammates would tell me I was the only girl on the team. They told me like I didn't talk to them. I just like, you know what I'm saying? Like I was just really
So looking
There
back
to
at
work.
it now, you did strategically do that on purpose? Like that was something that you
yeah,
were really...
because I know that I'm a hard worker, and I always want to be known for like my hard work.
Who's an individual besides Sharp? What's his name? James? I'm sorry.
Oh, James Shade.
Shade. So
Yeah,
I'm sorry
I mean,
about
Cootie
that,
and
James.
Chike for sure. Like,
Yeah.
they're the first people that took me in. Like, but my background, if I didn't have anything to offer them, it wouldn't have been. You know what I'm saying?
What work did you do with them? If we can't.
Yeah, I was editing. I was an intern.
For what? I'm just saying, like you name dropped it earlier, but Soul Train.
Creative
like,
Control with Cootie and Chike.
Were they dropping movies at the time back then?
We were dropping digital content the way people are now. Like
that website
our
is- okay.
artists following artists for the day, a BTS of a recording session. Like we did a lot of that kind of stuff.
Gotcha.
BTS, yeah.
See, with this,
That's what Cootie did on the Genius thing too.
Basically,
okay.
that's what
okay.
we were. That's what, yeah.
and this is at an era when no one's
Was
really
doing that.
Right.
No one was
right?
doing
Right.
that.
No
Yeah.
one's doing that. So for you
Yeah.
now transitioning, are you making reels and all the TikToks and that shit for yourself, or what do you
I judge myself a lot, so I don't, because I do it for a living. Also, I'm a producer. It's like I'm judging it like, oh, this is trash. Like this is like so low budget. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like I get in the way of creating my content because I'm like comparing it to how I work when it's like,
I don't know, Brooke. I said low budget. I'm seeing is killing the game right now too, as far as just like a low budget, quick viral moment. Like, dude, that shit wasn't even. They didn't do shit with that. You know what I mean? Like they just put it together. So, like you saying, you get in the way of it. I feel like I need to see more content from Brooke.
I need to see more content from me. I need to see more content from me. It's foolish almost like that. People who are jumping out of here and they're becoming influencers. They're making 6 figures and I know how to do all this stuff. I'm right in it. And it's like there is no excuse. And there's no excuse for me or my peers who do it professionally. But sometimes it's like, that's what happens. It's like you kind of get into the judging of it. You know what I'm saying? It's like you don't want to seem corny and blah, 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 blah. Because like most of the time, most of the people that I know, like I have a lot of friends that's execs. You know what I'm saying? They're not recording who they know. They're not recording who they're with. They're not recording that they were just at the shoot with LeBron. You know what I'm saying? They're not doing that.
That's normal life for them.
That's
is what you're
normal
saying.
life, and you don't want to look like that person anyway.
Right.
So that does hold, right? Especially because like we're in LA, guys. So that does hold value. You know what I'm saying? You can't pull the camera out when you.
I don't have any pictures from like back in the days of me with any of these people.
Damn.
Any of these people that I named, not even Dame.
Right.
Like Cootie probably has all the stuff because he was always shooting.
Right.
But I don't have anything. I've traveled with them. You know what I'm saying? I don't have anything.
That's interesting though because Dame is camera always on. Why is it okay for him? Why is it okay for him and to be in those situations?
Well,
and
it's
things like
work.
that?
He's not. You know what I'm saying?
I'm here with so and so and showing it off type shit is what you're saying?
But it's more of like a documenting of him, of his life, because of who he is and what he's trying to do. It's not like, oh, this is who I'm with. It's not like that. You know what I'm saying?
That makes
Like,
sense. No, that makes sense totally. I say because you feel it sometimes, like, bro, put the camera away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Definitely. Now, for you, Brooke, like, what days off do you take? Because you are working all the time, but like, how do you structure your time into doing your podcast? Like, how do you balance that?
my life is really like go with the flow, all of it.
So it's not just podcasting all day, every day?
Oh no.
Tell me, what's the day?
She said she's doing production right now.
Yeah,
too, right?
yeah.
What's the day in the life of Brooke, or a day in a week? I don't know.
It depends. It depends, like, if there's, like, what's going on. Like, do I have a contract? Do I have a production contract? You know, do I have interviews set up? Like, I act to, like, are there auditions that I need to get done? Class? Like, I have a lot going on. Like, some days I could
You could tap in with, man.
some days I feel like, you know, this is all I'm doing today, and I wake up to an audition. Now that's my whole day. You know what I'm saying? So it's like my life is really like go with the flow, and sometimes it can be. That's just what I've had to like adapt.
That sounds
you know what I'm saying?
very-
Because it could be overwhelming like sometimes.
Is
So
it?
Yeah.
Is it? I was like, 'cause that sounds very relaxing at the same time too. What's gonna happen today? Because
A lot of people can't handle that.
That's true, because I grew up in a 9 to 5, and I know what I'm doing tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In that way. So it's like, okay.
Because you could get caught up worrying, like,
right.
you know what I'm
Because
saying?
you could go 2-3 days without getting a call for an audition,
You could go
right?
I could go weeks.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Talk about
Like,
it,
that's how
true.
it happens. It's like, it is what it is. But, you know, there's always motion with something. So, you know, for me, it's like between those 3 things, like my production life, my podcast, my life as an actress, it's like, what's ever on the docket, what's ever the most important that need to be taken care of. Some days it's a maintenance day. I got to do my nails, my hair. You know what I'm saying? It's like that. I got to clean my space. So it just depends. Sometimes it's like people in town. Like, people think that I just live this life. And they come from New York or wherever they come from. They want to be entertained. They want to go. They want to see me. And I'm like, so thankful. But those relationships are important. So you still do want to tap into people.
Yeah.
But it's like, you know, when I'm not home, I'm not doing things that I'm supposed to be doing.
So you're more the ones that you'd rather not be home.
I'd rather be doing something productive.
There we go.
You know,
Feel
and
the
that's
same
how
way.
I always look at it. Like, I'm here with y'all. This is productive for me. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy to be here with y'all. You know, if somebody visited me from New York, you know, a colleague or something, I'm a still link up with them because that's still productive.
Productive.
Yeah.
Productive.
So when you are home, do you cook?
I do cook.
Oh, I'm so happy to hear that, Brooke.
Yeah,
So
I
happy
love
to hear
cooking. I cook a lot of healthy stuff.
What's healthy?
So I
Like
feel
vegan healthy or like
no,
just
no,
healthy?
No. Like, I feel like I cook salmon a lot.
Okay.
I feel like I
Yep.
cook, you know, chicken breast. Like, you
Yeah.
know, like, I cook like a lot of the same stuff. Now, if I'm cooking for other people, then I might like dig back in and like, you know, cook something else. Like, you know.
Give me a dish. You know what I'm saying? Somebody, you know, what's your name? A good dish. Like
What do you
kinda-
eat salmon with?
Like everything.
Like
I might do
vegetables?
broccoli. I might do rice. I might do sweet
you
potatoes.
got a rice cooker or you cook your
No,
rice?
I cook rice real good.
You cook on the stove?
I cook rice real good. Yeah, I
Like,
cook rice
I
real
like
good.
that. That's nice.
Yeah.
That's it. Because you don't hear too many. Why is that? Why do females not know how to cook nowadays? You hear?
I don't know because all my friends cook.
Okay. That's
Say
good.
that.
That's good.
Yeah, all my friends cook. Maybe not as much as we would like,
Yeah.
but all my friends cook.
Talk to me about bodegas.
Oh, bodegas. Bodega is
You have
basically-
bodegas in Brooklyn, right? Like, it's not just in one.
Bodegas in New York.
In New
period.
York, just
Yeah.
in general, right? Yeah.
Makes sense.
Bodegas in New York is like a staple. It's like gas stations.
Mm.
There's not a lot of gas stations in New York. There are some, obviously, but
That's interesting. I actually
there's
never thought
way
about that.
more bodegas in New York. It's basically a 24-hour grocery store in your neighborhood that probably serves hot food.
Hot food. Yep. That's what I be seeing on Instagram right now. Like, hey man, let me get a honey bun with the bacon and egg, Aki style. I'm like, what is this?
Yeah, and if you know them, even better.
Even better.
Yeah.
So did you have
They might usually have a cat, you know what I'm saying?
Did you have a certain bodega you went to?
And where would
Of
be?
course.
What's your go-to or what would be your go-to when you go to the bodegas?
Yeah, definitely turkey, bacon, egg, and cheese.
And these are sandwiches?
Yeah.
Just sandwiches. Just
Yeah, hot.
hot sandwiches.
How much these be running in my pockets? I just want to know.
Maybe $5.
Oh, that's not that
that's
bad.
low.
That's not bad.
And they
High
go
already
And it's
too?
like that.
And they go crazy.
Oh, it's big. Yeah.
Interesting.
Or you could be
Yeah.
like salt and pepper. You could tell them like,
Ooh.
yeah.
So you can just make
Like
whatever you
even
want.
I would have bagels. Like this is like some real fat girl stuff. Like I had a bagel. I would be like toasted with cream cheese, jelly, and butter.
Ooh, cream cheese, jelly, and
And
butter.
butter.
Okay, yeah, the butter threw me off at the end. I ain't gonna cap
The
it.
butter, it like sounds weird,
Yep.
but it really does something with the flavors because a lot of people will get cream cheese and jelly.
Yep.
But the butter, I don't know, like my coworker got it before and I used to be like, yo, that's the fattest thing that you could get. And I tried it one time and that's like, I started doing it like
Go
that.
to?
Yeah.
You ever make it at home type thing?
I have.
Okay, I was gonna say, do it taste the same?
It do.
All right, it do. That's what I'm talking about,
It
bro.
do. It's something with the butter.
Now, growing up in Brooklyn, and actually right now being born and raised,
No, not growing up in Brooklyn. She went there from
oh yeah, she
after
Yeah.
college.
Yeah,
she-
I grew up in Miami.
being a part of Brooklyn for that culture that
Yeah.
you want to. That's what I want to say. Who are your top 5 artists? You know what I'm saying that you like to listen to
You
out of
named a
Brooklyn?
lot right
From
now. too.
Brooklyn?
Yeah.
Oh, no, just from we'll say New York. That's very
No, I want to say Brooklyn because you
Okay.
say New York, it could be anybody. I want to say Brooklyn, like only.
Brooklyn.
Do you even know Brooklyn artists?
Yeah, Fabulous. You got Fabulous. You got Jay-Z. No?
Yeah.
Jay-Z. You got hold on.
I used to live by Marcy.
No,
I definitely used to live by Marcy.
Yeah.
Like lived in the
Marcy
trenches
Projects?
in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Marcy Projects was
Definitely.
is it really the trenches though?
That's
Yeah.
where Jay-Z's
Okay,
from,
no,
right?
I said that.
Yeah, definitely.
Drake was out there like it was the thing to do in the video. I didn't know. I was just saying. Okay, all right, my bad. Respect.
Yeah, like Drake moves around with a lot of security.
I didn't see
you know what
behind
I'm
the
saying?
scenes.
I wouldn't tell anybody to walk through Marcy though. You know what I'm saying? But when I first moved to Brooklyn, it was like down the street from Marcy.
Have you ever driven past 560 State Street?
I don't know what that is.
Okay, yeah, never mind.
What is it?
That's Jay-Z, where he grew up at also. I mean, so that's where he did work at on 560 State Street.
Oh yeah, I don't know what that is. But I used to live in Bushwick. I've lived in Bed-Stuy.
Bed-Stuy. I heard about that one. Everybody
that's
Hates
the area.
Chris.
Yeah, and I lived in Marcy's in Bed-Stuy.
Damn.
Bushwick is Queens? Is that, or where's Queens?
Queens is another
That's a whole nother spot. We're
another
talking
borough.
about Brooklyn. Yeah.
Another
we're talking about
borough.
Brooklyn.
Like
Okay.
it's Brooklyn, Queens, Manhattan, Staten Island. the
Did you
Bronx.
ever travel
Whoa.
to other boroughs being just in Brooklyn? Because like you said you.
Yeah,
you
when I first moved to New York, I lived in the Bronx.
Yeah.
Like I lived in the hoods in New York. Like
That's Fat Joe and them. Okay.
I lived off of Crotona Avenue.
Okay. Talk your shit.
Yeah.
That's tight.
Now, practical or not, is it practical or not to own a car in New York?
When I first moved to New York, I had a car and
You brought it with you from Florida?
yeah, I brought it with me from Florida and I was so poor. I got
drove
so
from
many tickets and I put it on the train.
Okay.
I got so many tickets and I was so poor. They towed my car and I never got it back.
Oh, yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Ever since then, you just.
Ever since then, I was like,
I wouldn't
keep
want
it.
them tickets is no joke though.
Yeah.
I would imagine because like you, bruh, like you damn near probably can't even really park on the street out there in New York.
Right.
I remember one time I parked my car in San Francisco, which is our mini New York for NorCal people, and I thought I was on, I tried to do some cool
Mini
shit
New
like
York?
it's like our mini New York, but parking stalls, right? Imagine parking stalls, and they tell the whole entire parking stall don't park here. The cone stopped at the second to last parking stall, so like that very last one wasn't really, you know what I'm saying, didn't have a cone in it. That's where
Yeah.
my car was. I'm like, fuck it, they ain't finna tow my shit. You know what I'm saying? Come back the next morning, my shit gone.
Yeah.
I'm like, man.
That's that hurt.
Yeah, no, it's hurt. 560 out of my pocket that I didn't have.
Yeah.
Type. Yeah, it was bad.
I don't even know
It was
how
bad.
much mine was.
Huh?
You still
I
remember it. You can
never
tell
know how
that
much it was. I never even checked.
Oh,
You're
yeah, no.
like-
I just
was-
knew I couldn't afford it.
Yeah.
But you
I was
lived
so
in the
poor.
city. I still had to
Yeah.
go back to Stockton from San Francisco. So I was like, I had to,
Yeah.
it was bad.
So you said you were building yourself up. When did you start seeing traction? Like we talked about the word motion. Like when did that motion start speeding up? When like DD172, you're in there. When is that? Okay. We got some groove.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Well, I
saying?
only worked with them for 2 years, and then I worked at a radio station for a year and a half, WBLS, the biggest urban AC radio station in the country. And I worked there, and I was just like, I got to get back to visuals. You know what I'm saying? And I left. It's so funny because I tried to, when I was in college, I recorded my radio show. So we were doing Breakfast Club before it was a
Really?
thing. So when I worked at that radio station, I was just like a little production person. I was like, I want to do video because I had missed video so much. And they didn't want to do it. And then everybody started doing it. And it was just like, oh, I
Damn.
told you so.
Damn.
But I had already left. I already started working at BT. Like, I was in New York for basically 3 years before I became real stable. Because even though I was with Cootie and Chike and them, I wasn't really getting paid.
Right,
you know
right.
what I'm saying? A lot of money. It's
Right.
like, at first I wasn't getting paid
You're
anything.
moving with the motion. You're part of history at this point. You're not known at this
Yeah,
point. You know what I
it's
mean?
like, that was before it was like laws. That's recent that people got to get paid for internships. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
people wasn't getting paid for internships.
Yeah. Well,
Is
people
that-
still
is that
don't
greedy though. I mean, kind of.
Some people still don't get paid for internships.
Like, it got to be under the radar, but now they have to.
But that's the thing too, though,
Okay.
is like you're not hearing young folks or anybody that's wanting to get into the industry wanting to do
Free work.
internships. Yeah, you gotta pay. They're not
they
down
think
for
they're
that.
gonna- no.
Yeah, but like, do you feel like that brings a different grittiness to you? Like that's just bro.
Yeah, like, I feel like, my class, like, the last people, I feel like I was a part of the last crew that was like, intern for free,
Mm-hmm.
'Cause you've seen the
It's a
potential.
difference. It's definitely a difference. Like, there's an obligation with working now. You know what I'm saying? Like, But I've gotten people coffee, you know. I've had to do that before. I've made runs before, not a lot. But I have, I can't say that I never did it. I have.
What would you tell an individual that actually wants to get into broadcasting, male or female, whomever it might be? What would be...
Or just the entertainment industry in general, I would say. Like, not just broadcasting, because you've been in
I would say the best way, I would say the best way today to get into entertainment is through college.
Through college.
I would say that. Getting a job somewhere, it's not as hard as it seems. It's definitely better than begging, somebody to put you on versus if you do what you're supposed to do in school, your school is probably going to hook you up with a good internship, or they're going to put you in a better direction than from you trying to go online, reaching and DMing people. It's and coming in through it that way, you'll get paid, and that's just a better way to move up.
I ain't gonna lie, it makes me kind of upset, G, just because Brooke, I didn't go to college in general, and let alone go for school for this shit. So it's if I would have, I can only imagine. You know what I mean? What it is, the ins and outs that that we don't, just on a technical level. You know what I'm saying? It comes to the detail.
Some people, obviously, there's exceptions, and there's a lot of people in the industry that did not go to school. Cootie did not go to school. You know what I'm saying? But the amount of work that Cootie has done for free.
Gotta go through yep.
You asked me what's the best way. I would say the best way would be as a college student, getting with your professor, building your resume, learning how to do resumes, learning how to do cover letters, and be applying until you get some entry-level job that is probably $40,000, $50,000.
But you're in the door.
And work it up, because that is very much an entertainment thing. It's you could have this degree, and it's you're struggling for a long time before you start moving into mid-level positions.
Definitely.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's the scary part. Because if you don't take that avenue, what would be the other way for them to do it? They just have to go what?
Experience.
Yeah.
Put themselves out there. I would say.
Become a valuable person on their own.
You don't have to work for somebody for free.
There you go.
Because if you do it outside of school, then they don't have to pay you.
This is
or not. Yeah, you have no leverage, is what you can say.
You don't have. It's either way it goes, you're gonna have to put in. You know what I'm saying? So
and that's not even this industry. We talk about all the industries. All the industries in itself. You gotta put in the work.
You have to. You gotta do what you're supposed to do. Now, in today's, if you are a good influencer, you can bypass a lot. Where people start reaching out to you because you got the numbers and engagement, blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? But if you don't have that...
Is that crazy to you? Seeing that?
It is very crazy, but, I'm definitely a person that is when in Rome, do as the Romans do. You know what I'm saying? Because there's going to be people that's going to be oh, how she got there? And it's just going to be you're going to have to eat that. You know what I'm saying?
Eat that shit.
Yeah.
Are you the type to go with your gut feeling or the type to go with your intellect?
I think knowing both is important. Knowing what my gut is saying and knowing the reality of a situation. You know what I'm saying? I think both are very, very important. And usually they're not really far off. You know what I'm saying? I feel I'm very in tune. So, if I feel something.
Are you religious?
Yeah.
Christian, Catholic?
Jesus, for sure.
Okay, there we go. Do you go to church?
Catholics are Christians also.
Catholics are...
They believe in Jesus.
That's a true...
Technically. My thing
true.
for Catholics is their rule book is just a little too structured.
Yeah. I don't really agree, too.
Well, I grow up, half my family's Catholic and then half my family's Christian, so, you know what I'm saying, it's in the culture. But in general, I feel it's the way Catholics live, or they're structured, it's you can't go to heaven, in my opinion, especially in this world today.
I just don't with Catholicism, I don't like that I have to go and profess my sins to someone who's also in sin.
There you go.
That's what I don't like about Catholicism.
I've heard a lot of that.
You know what I'm saying? Because the word, they still go by the Bible. They still be in the word, and the word says nobody is. You know what I'm saying? So, and the word says that you go to Jesus, you get to God through Jesus. So I don't understand that part. But hey, you know, everybody gotta believe in and follow what they believe in.
That's a fact. I think it all coincides. What you said, you go with your gut feeling, or you thinking like that all plays. Like how what is your relationship with God? You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, that gut feeling is, you can say, your faith of what you know,
and knowing what
or
you
even
know.
the mental one.
Knowing what you know, like you know, I don't make a lot of decisions based on what I see. You know, I make a lot of decisions based on my faith. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't live a normal lifestyle, so I can't go by how do this look. It's just dots connecting. Like I would never have a podcast if I did.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. No, that'd be a stress on stress on stress if you look at it like that.
I mean, I would have never even went after it. You know what I'm saying? I would have been like, why am I wasting time doing this?
For me personally, I'm an overthinker. I overthink a lot of things that have put me in positions to not go with my gut feeling and made me, to this day, realize, like, trust that more. You know what I mean? You got to trust that gut and realize that that instinct is real. You know what I'm saying? Like, go with it. Don't go against that. That instinct is one. You know what I mean? But like I said, I don't know. I don't know.
There's been a couple of times I went with my gut feeling and shit backfired. You know what I'm saying?
that heart gets you sometimes.
The heart. That's what I probably should have said is the heart. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, you know what? It's like, I feel like it's where you are in life. You know, some people would say, oh, I went with my heart, but it's like, but you also ignored 5,000 red flags.
Say that.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, you can't say, oh, I just went my heart. No, you had flags that you just ignored. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know.
Hey, no cap, though. That's a topic itself.
Are you in a relationship?
I am out of a relationship.
Out of a relationship. Playing with the heart. Have you felt that you've let those red flags pass as well? You know, because of the love you have for somebody?
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. Not really my last relationship, even though there are things that I felt like they was like orange flags.
Orange flags.
You know, they wasn't red, but you know, it just ended up coming to be something where it's like, not that it's drama, but it's like, you know, I actually don't have to deal with that.
And then,
that's the reality of things, though, bro.
But that's growth too. How she said it is like, everybody deserves second chances, right? But it's like you're not that same person that you were to be able to take that. I don't want to say beating or disrespect.
Yeah, like before I could have ignored a red flag.
Exactly.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now, no, I don't ignore red flags.
You're stamping it right
like
there.
Yeah.
Orange is getting noted.
Orange is like, you need to pay attention to that.
Yeah.
Could that work? Could that not work? You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's more so like one of those things like, okay, I could look past it, but if I look past it, then this is what I'm dealing with. This is what I'm settling for. You know.
So, what does Brooke look for in a man then?
She's like, how did this come about?
That's crazy. I look for a lot of things in a man, and I don't want to be one of those people that just have like a long, extensive list. But
does money matter?
At least you didn't start with saying
definitely
I'm picky.
matters.
Money matters.
Money matters.
Money matters.
Because
does money matter, or does the drive for having a successful life matter?
Both.
Because he could be down right now, but his drive is there. He know he got millionaire potential.
But how down?
Down like $0 in the nigga bank account back
You
down.
don't need to be dating.
$0.
Hit me later, huh? Hit me later.
No, you don't need to be dating anybody. You need to be focused. You need to be focused on getting up.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? I ain't saying they got to be $1 million, but down. If you down, like, you're not going to even be bringing your best self to a relationship because you're going to be constantly focused on money. You're going to be constantly stressed out about money. So it's not even worth it. If you're not in a good space, that's a recipe for an unhealthy relationship.
Now, can you
I
date?
can't help but to agree. You know, because at the end of the day, you're putting that onto the next person, and then why they have to deal with what you got going on?
Like your girl's like, why we never go to the movies? You like, man, you always want to go somewhere. When really you want to be like, I don't got it like that.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, and then she's like, why you coming at me like that? And it's like,
and what we know though,
say that.
I would say for my generation in itself, that type of female is gonna lead to like, well, fuck this, and I go over here. You know what I'm saying?
who doesn't want to go on dates?
Yeah.
Facts.
Yo, defend the female that does that.
But why wouldn't a woman want to go on dates? And that's actually something that you should want to do, because when you have experiences outside, that makes your bond stronger. Because it's like, oh, remember last year we went to the movie and we seen that man and da 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 da. You're just like building memories. You're not building. You're building memories inside, but not like outside.
Right.
You know, it's like, remember that time we went to that club and you were so drunk and like you had to pull over and use the restroom. These are memories that build bonds. You know what I'm saying? Right. It's just like hanging out with your friends. It's just like remembering the memories with your family. Like, remember when we used to sneak into the movies? Yeah. Remember mom used to be like, say you 9 years old? Like, you know, being all cooped up in the house, that's like, y'all gonna be arguing.
Yeah.
Every day.
And once that sex wear off or whatever y'all doing in the house wear off,
whatever's keeping that shit
not
sparking.
enough.
Yeah.
It's not enough.
No,
it's not enough. You have to like explore the world with the person.
Yes.
Get to know them. Get to see that person. Is that person nice to people? You know?
Do you believe though that because what I've learned in relationships is like, I used to be like this. I think it needs to be one, you need to have your own road, and the other person needs to have their own road, and y'all meet together in the puzzle piece when you do. If that makes sense.
Everybody got to have their own life.
Everybody's
you know
got to
what
have
I'm
their
saying?
own life.
Like, you're an individual person. You have your own purpose. I have my own purpose. Like, it's not our purpose. You know what I'm saying? It's like everybody has their own individual purpose. So it's like you can't revolve around any other person.
Right.
Even parents can't revolve around their children. They still have to be themselves, because parents who feel that they give everything to their children, they start to have resentment. You know, they feel like they put their life on hold for their children, and it's not healthy.
And then they start winning here, and now you're mad that your son's doing what you were supposed to do, and it's like, wait, bro, what's what you want?
And now you're being negative. You're talking down. It's like, oh, why you want to do music and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, let them try to see if they can make it. You never know.
How encouraging were your parents with your career that you took? I mean, you did go to school for it, but then for the whole jurisdiction that you did and what you created, how supportive were they?
Well, I'm a middle child, so it's like I've always just been so independent. Like, my mom, like, just no one could tell me anything. So it's like I always have done what I wanted to do. Like, my mom would be like, how did you get in this program? And I would be signing myself up. That's for all kind of academia programs and stuff.
So you the middle child that still took care of, I don't know how many people you have below you. If you're
my little sister, my little brother. Yep. I used to have to like look out for them, but like I said, I always made sure I was like involved in school, so I wouldn't really have to look out for them like that.
Oh, so you didn't have to play mom growing up, as you know what I'm saying?
I did, but I also had a life too. Yeah, like sometimes they would have to come to my friend's house with me and stuff like that. But like if I had like a cheerleading game or like if I had a bowling game, it's like, you can't come.
Yeah. Okay. No, that makes sense. That's kind of like.
And then I went away to school, so it's like you really can't come.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's when you have fun too.
Yeah.
I want to touch back on the relationship side. That your show's about deposits. Would you ever have a joint account with in your relationship? Like, is that something you would do?
I think if I was married, that we could have a joint account for bills.
For bills. So you guys have your own, but you have one together type thing? Is what you're saying?
Yeah, just like one with our names on it, but it's like, obviously, he's probably putting most of the stuff in there.
At that point.
My husband, but you know, he doesn't have to worry about when the license due, when this is due, I'm just like using the funds in that account to pay for everything.
That should be the normal lifestyle. I can't even see that. That should be the normal lifestyle.
Are you going halves on a bill, or not even a bill, on just halves on shit for the household or anything like that with a relationship? No. Who you are today? No, you're not doing
going
that?
half with what?
Going half of what she say?
Going half with what?
So no, at all.
No.
All right, so look, man, take care of the bill. What are you taking care of?
The house.
Like in what ways though?
She said she's cooking some good food. Some healthy
I mean, I
food.
could cook. Like, I could buy the groceries. I could.
Bro,
I'm listening.
you talking shit. Go ahead.
I'm
Go ahead.
listening.
You said what?
No, I'm like, what? Like, I don't even. Mostly attract and am attracted to men that wants to be a provider, that wants to lead a household. You can't lead if you are sharing 50-50 responsibilities.
Say that.
You know, if a man is leading a house, he's basically, telling you how he wants the house run. And
Is that
you
true?
Just do it.
Is that true though? You say basically. So I'm trying to say you have a man that's able to do, like you saying, everything on their own. At what point does he need the wife?
No, men don't like domestic duties.
No, I was saying.
I don't got a problem going to work and fucking providing, but like at the end of the
No,
day,
men don't like cleaning up.
the domestic
Men don't
duties.
like paying bills. They don't like
He
getting
capped.
on
I ain't
computer.
gonna lie, he capped because I
they
hear
don't
him
like-
talk about some shit where it's like, bro, Becky better do that. That's not a.
I didn't know what she meant by domestic duties. I thought that was meant to get a job.
Yeah,
I
No,
didn't know
like
that.
domestic duties around the house. Men do
He's
not
like-
like doing those things. Men do not like to clean up. Men do not like knowing all of when everything is due so that they can have to pay it. They don't like, even sometimes when you have a
I definitely
good
don't.
wife, good girlfriend, she reminds you when your mom's birthday is, when your family birthday is. We gotta go do this. We
You
gotta
talking
go.
shit,
we
bro.
gotta go buy this gift. Matter of fact, I already got the gift. You know what I'm saying?
That's
like,
happening.
you know
That's
what I'm
when
saying?
she's coming in with her
These are
side.
things that a person like LeBron, this is like when you really want to be at a high level person. That's why God says a man who finds a wife finds favor. Because when a man finds a wife, he don't got to even think about that. He could think about big picture only.
Yes.
He don't got to worry about who picking his kids up from school. He don't got to worry about if his kids is sick at school, if he got to drop what he's doing to go. He don't got to think about that. He can stay focused. LeBron can just work out for 12 hours.
But I
and
love-
his house will run.
Yeah.
His children will eat. And everything will be smooth. That is the price you pay. You know what I'm saying?
I like how you break that down because
she just
through
made
it,
that shit sound so saucy. I ain't gonna lie.
but through it all, you're saying that let's just speak on LeBron's sake. LeBron, go out there, perform, come back home, and love your family.
And what do he say? What did he say? What did he just say when he accepted his award? Savannah's the
shit.
real MVP.
Yeah, no, that's yeah. He did highlight his wife.
She's the leading all-time scorer because you cannot work at that level if you don't have a partner doing all the things that you don't have time to do, that you don't even want to do. It's like, I'm trying to win a championship. You know what I'm saying? I don't have time for this. Like, I'm trying to focus on like Barack, Jay-Z.
All of them.
You know what I'm saying? They don't have time. Denzel Washington. These people, you working at a very, very high level. You don't have time to go to the grocery store.
Yeah, go do the dishes,
Yeah.
mow the lawn
Like,
real quick.
Make sure there's
What?
food on the plate.
There's
at
no
night.
toilet paper here because I was working. I forgot. No. You know what I'm saying? You have a person that has your back. I'm pretty sure there's things that Savannah might want to do, but it's like their home, their family is her priority. She has to put things on the back burner for
but
her children.
Women empowerment nowadays, though, you hear that you guys should be stepping up and doing more in the way of
They
just that
want to step up and do more.
Right.
I think if they want to, I actually like the fact of somebody staying home. I came from a 2-parent household and everybody was always working. So as much things as I was doing in school, I didn't have a lot of support because everybody was always working. I would have loved if my mom was a stay-at-home mom and that she wasn't getting off at 5 p.m., that she could actually support me.
be there for
and,
you.
and all the good things that I was doing. I didn't have that. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, if we're honest, who don't want that? What mom doesn't want to be there? But if you don't have a choice because you have to be 50-50, because he can't do it on his own and y'all got to just make it do what it do, then, sometimes the kids, they suffer, and even with some parents who don't have to both work, when they choose to both work, the kids suffer.
Right.
And it's like, you see it on TV a lot of times. You see it, you hear the stories, and it's like,
You hear the
the
families.
kids is brats. They're like, you were working. And it's like the whole time they was growing up rich. The parent is like, I've been doing it for you.
Yeah. And that's why I kind of grew up with that too with my dad. Like my dad was never there to the point where like my dad, he came home at night, you know what I'm saying? Like late, you know what I'm saying? And that's something that I pick up on like with me is like my mom worked, my dad worked, but my dad came home later than my mom. You know what I'm saying? And my structure is always
Same.
2-person household that's still bringing in the income. Do I want to be? I don't care who's making more money. If she could be a billionaire, whatever. If she's making more money, we gonna make more money. If I'm making more money, I'm making more money. But at the end of the day, I want to be a provider for my family. You know what I'm saying? Because my dad, at the end of the day, what I seen come back home late, I really didn't see my dad Monday through Friday. I really seen him on the weekend because he was in the garage on 8 hours a day type thing. That shit really stood out for me because all I remember, and I kind of hated it, I didn't have all the clothes, but I had a new home every 6 years, a brand new one that nobody ever moved into type shit. And that's the type of things that stand out to me is like when you do have individuals that want to provide and want to make a better lifestyle for their children, they will take that 50-50 step and say, you know what, I will sacrifice this time for X amount of years to give my children.
But it affect the kids.
It did, but
the
when I got older,
kids want the time. The kids don't care if y'all poor. The kids grow up thinking you wasn't there.
Say that. There was moments.
The parents is like, I'm doing this for you in a perfect situation.
Yeah,
Yes.
where is that perfect situation though? Because I think about it too. It's like a lot of women aren't.
When somebody could be home. The perfect situation is when one person could be home.
But then from what angle is it actually a perfect situation? Because the person that's always home and seeing that person, I guess, always home, you can't say that every day they're always home. It's always
if that's what they want to do. If that's what they want to do. Like, there are women who enjoy being stay-at-home moms. The kids go to school, but they don't got to worry about taking a bus. They don't got to worry about, when they come home, like, you know what I'm saying? They don't got to worry about walking home.
Right.
It's like, it just provides, I feel.
Peace of mind.
It provides peace of mind, and then it could allow you to really do what you're supposed to do if you have children, which is focus on their interests.
It's something.
If you're always working, they can't focus on their interests. Kids that have parents or one parent that can give them time, they're in dancing, they're in this, they're in
sports,
that.
everything.
They're in whatever because one parent they could do it. But if both of your parents busy,
you're not gonna really be able to do too much. Your
that's
child's
the
gonna
part
be at
that
home
people don't
taking
look
the bus.
at.
Yeah.
Money is very, very important. Money is very important. I'm not having kids if I don't have money to have a nanny.
Right.
Wait.
No, the 110%. That's
because
a topic,
I
bro.
work.
You need somebody to help.
Yeah, because I want to work.
Because you want to work.
Because I want to work.
Okay.
Too. I still want to work too. But,
but
somebody got to be there. And, maybe when they come home, I don't have to worry about cooking. I could spend time with them because the nanny is cooking.
That'd be nice.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, but I don't want them to be, I'm not going to beat myself up. You know what I'm saying? I don't want them to have to eat cereal. But I'm not going to a lot of moms is like, they just going crazy. They losing themselves. They giving the job everything. They giving their kids everything. They giving their house everything. They're giving themselves nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody not looking at it like that. They're like, oh, she's providing. She's 50-50. They're like, pat on the back for killing herself.
No, say that. Say that.
Like,
a lot of women are really doing that. But I really want to capitalize off what you said, getting a nanny, because I look at the Kardashians who like literally have nannies for like every single one of their kids.
Yeah.
And then like how much hands-on time, I mean, like you said, you come back home, nanny, they're just doing the dinner after you get home from work. But I'm like, to the time that you want to spend with your kids, you're still wanting to spend at least as much time Monday through Sunday with your children. You're not like, okay, I have a nanny. Let me go out here, try and go make some money in Mexico for the weekend type thing. You're not thinking like that. You know what I'm saying? I feel like some people.
But it's like for them, it's like when you work at that level of a Kim Kardashian and your dad is Kanye West, can you imagine how many meetings Kim is in a day? Can you imagine how many meetings Kanye's in a day? Who's thinking about laundry? Who's thinking about, the dogs? Like, who's thinking about what the kid's gonna wear? Did anybody get to check their homework? Did anybody sign the papers for them to go on a field trip? do anybody know that they're supposed to wear all blue on Thursday?
Is real parenting hiring a nanny to provide your parenting?
That's where I'm going to go with it.
Yeah, real parenting is, I feel like I'm not a parent, so I can't answer this. There's going to be people that's like, well, you don't have a kid, shut the hell up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I feel like parenting is about making the best decisions for the children. You know, at the end of the day, money is very important. So I'm pretty sure they're going to do what they need to do to make sure that they have the most money as possible. But that does cut into time. You know, time is a currency. It's like, it's either you're going to have the money or you're going to have the time. And I think at the end of the day, for me, I would try to be somewhere in the middle, because I still want to have the money where my children can go to the best schools. You know, where they don't have to be so pressed and struggled when they graduate to get a job, that they can actually go pursue their passions. You know what I'm saying? I want to be able to set my kids up like that. Like, because I know for me, it's like I had to get a job. I'm looking at my mom like, what the hell you was doing?
Right, this whole time.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you passing down?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't.
No,
You don't come from that necessarily. Because that's,
No. Yeah, my mom worked. My parents worked. My mom went back to work. Not even because she had to. She wanted to.
See, no, I ain't gonna cap.
why is it important to be confident in your own shoes?
It's just, confidence is like the best thing and the most powerful tool to get you to anywhere you want to go. I don't care what industry it is. When you have confidence, people respect that and people trust you. Because you believe in yourself. So they be like, okay, we can trust this person with this job. We can trust this person with this amount of money, because they believe in themselves. You know what I'm saying? Somebody don't have confidence. It's just, it's like the most important thing that anybody can have. You will see, like, even in modeling, someone might be like, this person isn't attractive. And then you find out they're like a high-paid model, because on camera they have the most confidence. So they take the best pictures.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, even as an actor, you know, it's like, if you don't have confidence, you're not selling that role.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? As an artist, if you don't have confidence, you don't have a lot of stage performance. You know what I'm saying? You don't have that it thing that everyone's looking for, down to an influencer.
All the way down.
Down to a writer.
No,
If you don't have the confidence in your words, you're not going to be able to pull people in and draw people in. It's so important.
Was there a time that you can reflect back where you weren't as confident as you are now today?
Of course.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? My confidence gets stronger with more shadow work that I do on myself. I do a lot of work on myself.
What does that mean, shadow work?
Like behind the scenes, like on learning my triggers, learning things, learning my insecurities. Why was I being not as confident? You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, like, that's the shadow work, you know, learning all those things. And it's like, yeah, I'm more confident now, because it's like, okay, when I really think about it, it's like, you know, you can't let your anxiety create insecurities. Somebody might not even be looking at you like that. You know what I'm saying? You're like,
You're thinking too much about it.
thinking too much about it, and it's like literally no one's paying attention to you.
Right.
Like, and you're bringing your own confidence down, being anxious.
Bringing some stress on you, bring some dark
Oh
cloud
my
of some
gosh,
shit that you don't
it's
need.
like, relax. You know, people just look better.
Important, my boy.
People look better when they're relaxed. You
Yeah.
know, it's just like they just, you know, that's why they say beauty is subjective. It's like, most of the time, what makes someone attractive is how they carry themselves.
That's true.
Confidence can really make someone become attractive.
Hey, I ain't gonna cap. People listen to this shit. I ain't gonna cap. I'm over here trying to absorb it myself. Hey, I'm a dude listening to Brooke. Brooke is, you know what I'm saying? She got knowledge, man. So
I'm
yeah.
taking over y'all content.
No, you're good.
Hey, no, it's
Am I talking to?
No,
but it's
listen.
no. It's content. No.
No, I said, but before we get out of here, I want the people to understand Brooke does have a podcast, and she talks her shit, and she brings some dope individuals to the table. You know what I mean?
And she's had a lot of males' perspectives on there too, so she knows. You know what I'm saying?
I'm finding very hard to get a woman on the show. Yeah, we've had Akon, Van Lathan, Cootie and Chike, Dame, DDG, Sky Black, my very first guest.
Yeah.
So everybody has been amazing. But like women just require a lot more. So I'm like really trying to get a woman
Right.
in there.
Who are you? I mean, can we say 1 or 2 or 3 that you would love to get?
Yeah, I would love to get Trina.
Oh,
Ooh.
Trina, hell yeah!
I
fuck
would
with
love
Trina.
to get Trina. So I'm
The
working on
bossies.
that. I'm really, really working on that. But yeah, any woman really.
Okay, say that.
I ain't gonna say any woman, but obviously someone who fits into the show. Deposits is about, people who have made it to a certain level in their career and they've put so many deposits in that they start to see deposits. So it's like not anybody, but somebody that fits that criteria.
Yeah.
So-
Michelle Obama.
Listen, I will cry.
Michelle Obama, please, if you see this, just go straight to her platform and just give her,
right.
you know what I'm saying, the utilizable knowledge, you know what I'm saying, that you're able to provide, please.
Yes.
But deposits for yourself, what are some deposits that you feel, not financially, have you put into your life that you've, made it to where you are today?
I mean, yeah, working for Creative Control, like working, you know what I'm saying? All those deposits, like I would be there for like 16 hours a day, even at BET, like, starting out and just putting in so many hours. Like, when I was hosting at BET, a lot of times I wasn't paid extra to host because it's like, there was like a whole thing, how you get paid. It's hard to
Jeez.
separate it, like da-da-da-da-da. And I was doing that because that was what I wanted to do. Mm-hmm. And I've always produced myself. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's just everything. I've put so much into myself financially and just like all the work that I've done. Moving to LA, like, I was thankful to be able to transfer my job at the time, but they didn't pay for it. They was just like, yeah, you could go. Mm-hmm. You could work out there if you move, but we not paying a relocation fee. You know what I'm saying? But look how much my life has changed. You know what I'm saying? I've been so blessed to be here and just like so many things have come out of me, making that deposit. Like I'm going to move across the country. It was so stressful. I cried for 2 weeks just leaving Brooklyn. I was so sad. Mm-hmm. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Motivate you,
dope,
you definitely motivate me for the hard work that actually really does pay off. You know what I'm saying? At that moment when you got into the industry, it wasn't about any type of dollar amount. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, of course, it's always been a projectile, but where you are now, not saying you're...
Yeah, I have a nice bed. I remember when I first... I first moved to New York, when I was working with Cootie and Chicken Up, I had an air mattress. I didn't have a dresser. I still had all my stuff in trash bags. You know what I'm saying? Like that was how I lived, but I didn't really care because I'm like, I'm barely here. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's kind of how I was looking at it, which was like, so ghetto, but it's like it's not like I had the money to go and buy
ain't ghetto
all
at
that
all.
furniture.
Like I said, you go and get it. He's like, I ain't even here with it. I know some.
And that's why I'm not taking nobody that don't have right now, because it's like I've paid my dues.
Oh.
Say that.
I've paid my dues.
Man, step it up. You trying to fuck with Brooke, man?
I've paid my dues.
It's levels to this shit, y'all. It's levels to this shit.
I've been eating bread and peanut butter. Now there was times I didn't have peanut butter. I just had to eat bread in New York. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to talk about a real struggle? Like I didn't even have good winter clothes for the longest. Just cold. Not even the best shoes for winter. Like, no. Like, you want to talk about poverty? Already been there.
Been there.
Already been there. Like,
we on some new beginnings, or not new beginnings, because we've been in emotion, but it's like, it's time for some other shit. Elevation, baby. Hell yeah, man. Brooke, appreciate you for pulling that, man. For real.
Thank you guys for having me.
I ain't gonna lie.
This is the wrap of the episode, man. I ain't gonna lie. This thing flew by like a fly.
It flew by like a what?
Like a fly. Flew by like a fly?
Like a fly.
Like a fly.
Come on. Like I said, if you made it this far, follow, like, comment, subscribe, man. Brooke, again, we appreciate you for pulling up. Get y'all deposits in, bro.
Deposits with Brook England. Tap in.
Hell yeah, man.
ASAP,
Go
ASAP.
follow her shit ASAP, man, if you haven't already.
Signing out this thing, y'all. It's your boy JG, y'all.
You already know it's Jay Jonah.
And we got...
Brook England, peace.
Hell yeah.
One last time. It's Blowin Smoke!
Yeah,